Welcome back to Kevin's Woodworking. Today we got another good video for you. We're gonna be making a tray, that you take, carry all the events, got that crock pot, that hot mac and cheese dish. This tray right here isn't something you're gonna be eating on, it's what you carry your food on. So we're about to get into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you everything you need for this build. I don't know what that is. This is a budget build. I just went to the store, I think all together, for just the wood, it was like $25, so very cheap. We got our bottom piece, which is just a piece of pine. Y'all seen this in other videos. Y'all flamed me up for using that for a cutting board. I learned my lesson though. Can't use pine for a cutting board, I understand that. We got our side piece, which is another nice piece of pine. Right there. Went ahead and got me another box of screws. We're gonna try to use them for this build. And I got some beautiful black handles that we're gonna put on the side. Let's move on to the next step. All right guys, so the first thing we gotta do is obviously throw them safety glasses on. Safety first while you're in the shop. Even my cameraman uses a pair of safety glasses. Also guys, I just want to shout out, got some new lights in the shop. Got a little bit of Christmas lights going on. We're getting ready for Christmas. You know how it is. I'm a huge Christmas lover. But yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure this bad boy out, if I can talk. We're going to go 22.5. We're going to make it that so you got enough room to carry it on the sides and everything. Let me get that here. That pencil just tripped me out. That's crazy. Alright. Move on down. Put you another mark on 22.5. Alright. Grab our straight. Line it up with your lines. Now we're gonna grab our circular saw. So what we did here guys is I put this straight on here and got everything lined up so we can just use that as a track because I'm terrible with a skill saw. That's just an idea if you're like me and you're bad with a skill saw. Got everything clamped down, so all we gotta do is just give it a good cut. Got our nice trusty Ryobi. Let's do it. And there's our cut, everybody. Looks good. Alright guys, so as you just saw, got the cut finished, got everything nice and sanded, our sides and everything. Now, I'm gonna hit it with the blowtorch. We're gonna do a little time lapse of the blowtorch. Let's do it. Alright guys, so our bottom piece looks absolutely amazing. We got the front, all the sides, bottom of it. Now, only thing left to do to this is throw some howers on it, but we're going to wait till the end till we got it built. But now, we're going to go ahead and get our side pieces, measure them out, and get the cutting on them, and we'll start building this box. So now we're ready to measure out our side pieces. They need to be 22.5, obviously. We're going to get them measured out. 22.5. I need to find my speed square. Roast me in the comments. I found my speed square. Alright. Go ahead and give us a good line. Now we're going to head over to the saw I actually can cut straight with, and that's the miter saw. Let's head to it. Let's make the cut.
Well. Wow.
So guys, just use the piece that you cut out to measure your next line is what we did. Make sure you calculate the width of your blade. A lot of people mess up on that. I always forget about that too. It's like right here, since I used that board to measure, I'm gonna go a little to the left of our mark. And let's make that cut. Alright, so you can see our front and back plate looks good. They're gonna fit good. So next thing you gotta do is measure your distance in between these two. We haven't connected these yet, so be careful when you're measuring. But we got 14.5, so we're gonna run with that and try that out. Like I said, I mean, I do have an extra piece over there in case you miscut or anything. You gotta buy 2 of these 6-foot pieces, so 14.5, 14.5. Speed square. Now let's go make that cut. We're gonna go ahead and make that cut at 14.5. So our side piece is obviously 14.5, like I said. I don't know if I mentioned in the beginning of the video, but you do need 2 6-foot pieces if you're gonna get the 6-foot pieces. If you get an 8-foot piece of this, you'll probably be fine, but I like to have a little bit of extra in case you do mess up on a cut. So we're just going to use that as our template again. Make sure you're nice and flush. Where's my pencil? My pencil teleported to me. Make our line, head over to the saw. Alright guys, so look at our beautiful box. That's it without any without it put together. So the next thing we're going to do is recently I got a laser engraver. So this one's going to be going to my mama. So we're going to put my last name on here, which is Wooden. I know it's ironic. So we're going to whip that bad boy out and we're going to do a little, what the heck is it called? A little montage of the laser engraver. So be ready for that. Alright guys, so we got the glasses on. Showing the programming here, cameraman. We got the last name loaded up in there. We got everything lined up, ready to go, ready to press the start button. And we're gonna enter the montage. Let's get it. Alright guys, so our piece came out of the laser engraver perfect. We're going to go ahead and hit everything with a little bit of sandpaper up to 220. And we'll be back with you when we're ready to put this together. Alright guys, so we got our bit, our screws, drill bit, and some pilot hole things. So we're going to go ahead and drill us some pilot holes. Now we're going to put this thing in there. I forget what it's called. There we go. Now we're going to try to sink some screws. There's one. We're going to move over to our other side. To the back side. All right, guys, we're going to sink our screws now. And there's our box. So now we can add the bottom plate. All right guys, so now we're gonna go around and drill our pilot holes all the way around the bottom. All right guys, now that we got all our holes ready, we're gonna throw out some screws and start screwing it down, time lapse. All right guys, so now that we got our box nice and put together, our tray I should say, next thing to do is to add our nice handles. So a guy in the comments told me this trick and I'm glad he did. So you take a piece of painter's tape, I believe this is what you do. Put one side on it, put the other side on it. Oh. Okay. Just like so. You're gonna mark out your holes. And then you got that ready to put, oh, sorry about that loud noise. Ready to put on your piece. And now you know where to drill your holes. So that's 5 1/4 from that hole to that hole. Let's see what we got from this one. 5 1/2. So we need to come over. Let's see what we got now. Almost a little over 5 1/4. Over 5 1/2. So either way, y'all get the gist. Me and the cameraman, we're gonna do some measuring and we're gonna get this figured out. We'll be back with you when it's time to drill out the holes. All right guys, so after some quick maths, we got it lined up here. We got it level. So it's ended up being 5 1/2 inches from this dot to the edge and 5 1/2 inches from this dot to the edge. So now we're gonna drill our holes. There's 2. All right guys, so now that we got our holes drilled, we're gonna go in with this bit. And that's all you need. Now, we grab our handy dandy screws and our hole's clogged. We're gonna grab a screwdriver real quick. All right guys, so I'm out of breath, but we installed one of the handles, put our bolts right through there, and just screwed it on with a screwdriver. We're gonna go ahead and map out this other side and put the other one on. We'll try to get little snippets here and there to show you. All right guys, so I figured out what our problem was on this side. Our problem was that our drill bit was too small. We need to get a little bit bigger of a drill bit. But we got the pilot hole drilled, we got the other hole drilled for the screw to lay in, and now we're going to install it really quick. And there we go. So now our box is fully put together. Only thing left to do is to rub that Howard's on it. As always, shout out to Howard's. We're gonna run into this time lapse of me throwing some of this on there. Alright guys, so we're going to let that Howard sit on there for about 15-30 minutes. Come back and wipe it all down. We're going to go ahead and do the bottom of the piece and everything too off camera. We'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of this video. This is our beautiful party food carrier. You know, you walk in, Thanksgiving's coming up. Got the goods in there. Walk that mac and cheese up in there, you know what I'm saying. So, turned out absolutely beautiful. I love the handles and everything we put in there. Got the last name on there. So we're fixing to take this inside, show you guys the end clips. Might show you guys me carrying a little something in there. But overall, thank you guys for tuning in this video like always. If you enjoy what we do here, smash that subscribe button. All we're after is reaching that certain person who loves woodworking and loves learning how to build. And we try to make it fun for y'all. So if you enjoy that, smash that subscribe button. More content coming soon. We'll catch you. Peace.